Hello and welcome to Ladue Schools Today. I'm your host, Don Goebel. Today on the show, we will discuss how the number of students in a classroom impacts learning and what the Ladue School District and Board of Education, administration, and everyone else involved took into account as they recently revised the district's class size policy. Today we have with us the district's Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Laura Brock, and Old Bonham Elementary School's Principal, Cheryl Kirchgessner, and welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
It's nice to have you back, Dr. Brock and Cheryl, for the first time in our studio to talk about class size and how it relates to some different initiatives that the district has looked at. And in fact, the two of you just finished working on a Superintendent's Advisory Committee. And I would like to start by maybe just telling me a little bit about that. What consisted of the committee?
Sure, I'll take that. Our Superintendent for Human Resources, Ken Rossix, and I were asked to lead out this committee. We had a committee that involved parents, administrators like Cheryl, and other teachers in the district to really take a hard look at class size research, look at our capacity for classrooms, and kind of define what the parameters and the structure around class size could be in Ladue.
Okay, what prompted this study? Why did we decide we really need to take a look at this right now?
Well, our class size policy was last adopted in the district in 2002, and it was very ambitious.
Okay.
And due to financial constraints, everybody remembers budget task force times and that, and space issues, it was really difficult to implement and stick to those guidelines since about 2004. So with the enrollment increases we saw at the elementary, we ran out of space for classrooms, and then with the addition this year of the 5th grade center, we could really start taking a look at what we could do about class sizes.
Excellent. So, Dr. Brock, let's talk about, when we talk class size, we talk the amount of students that are involved in a class at one time per the teacher, and so how does that impact instruction, or what should we really be focusing on and how that impacts learning?
I think as a parent and as a teacher, certainly having a smaller number of students in the room means you can personalize their learning, to the extent that you would like. Class size research does show that there is an impact for our youngest students in grades K through 3, and also the students who are disadvantaged, that class size, if it is lower, is going to allow them to have a greater learning gains. But we also have to balance that. So we took a hard look at a lot of factors as we made those decisions.
What were some of those factors? Cheryl, do you want to talk a little bit about
Sure.
that? What are some of, if not all, of the factors that really play into how those decisions are made?
One of the biggest ones that's well researched out there is high quality staff. You've got the high quality teacher in the classroom, it really makes a difference. With fewer students, they can make more of an impact. But then you've also got to not only have that high quality staff, but they have to have real clear information about what their targets are. So curriculum instruction needs to be strong, so that's another leg. Then you have to have the materials and the resources so teachers can differentiate for all the learners in that classroom. Fewer students means they can differentiate more. So there's lots of wonderful resources out there. There's also important for that high quality staff, in order to stay high quality, that they have really strong professional development. There's constant research being done in classrooms and in universities on brain research and how students learn math best. And so if teachers have that professional development, it maintains that high quality staff and greater differentiation for kids.
Now it always comes back to funding and money. And it's got to be a question of balance, though, of meeting these initiatives and having the funding to do so, or what's already in place. So what will the new class size policy ultimately cost the district?
Well, this year, in fact, we really worked hard on lowering some class sizes, and we added 6 additional teachers this year alone, and that cost about $450,000 just to bring that much in. We also included a couple teacher assistants for some larger grade sizes, and teacher assistants who could do some more intervention with the students who were struggling. So when we look to next year and the new policy, that will also be another $500,000 expense to us to add the teachers that we would need. And so it's close to $1 million investment, which we feel very positive about.
Okay. Let's talk some specifics. And so we have a chart that shows maximum and typical range of students per class, and then by grade level or groups of grades. So can we talk a little bit about what the difference is there?
Sure. The maximum indicates the greatest number of students that we could have in any one class, so that when you would reach that next number, then a student section would be added to that particular grade level. In fact, we anticipate most of our sections will be in that typical range that you see on the chart. Let me give you an example.
Sure.
Of course, all of this is going to be dependent on funding and space availability.
Right.
But let me give you an example. Say you have 3 first grades, and there are 20 students in each of those classrooms, and another student enrolls. Another section would be added, so now you would have 4 sections of first grade.
All right. And so that would then require maybe the hiring of a new staff in order to facilitate that, or would there just be movement within the building, or maybe a combination? Would it depend?
It probably would be a combination
Yeah.
depending upon what other schools are experiencing at the elementary level.
Okay.
And then, of course, space is also an issue.
Right. How difficult a decision was this for the Board of Education?
It's very difficult. When you're taking a look at, trying to do the best we can to meet all students' needs and do the best we can for just each different grade level that we looked at. So when we looked at K-12, we had to make some strong decisions about what each area needed the most, and then also weigh those other things that we need to have district funding for. Some important things in, like Cheryl said, the curriculum and instruction pieces, the materials, and even looking at technology in the future.
Right. So moving forward, if people would like to find out more information, I know a lot of this has been made public. The best place to research or take a look at what's already been discussed would be the district website, some of the board docs, correct?
Right. We do have information on our board docs, and I think there might be more information coming out on the website.
Okay, wonderful. A lot of factors. We could probably continue to go on, but is there
Yes,
anything
we could.
else that you would like to add that our community should know as it relates to class size and the plans moving forward?
I think the community should know that this committee put a lot of work behind finding out what the best things for our district would be and what capacity we had, and also to take into account principals and teachers' needs as well, to make everything the best possible for each student.
Right.
That sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you both very much for joining us today, and good luck with the continued decisions that will be required as we move forward.
Thanks.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys. And thank you for watching Ladue Schools Today. We will return next month with more important news and information from around the Ladue School community. Until then, I'm Don Goebel. Good night.